Something so wild and unpredictable just happened in two different games within minutes of each other that I had to run back to my computer and record this video. What am I talking about? Well, these are two cases where two very top-flight grandmasters begged their opponents to take their pieces. What could I be talking about? Well, let's start with this first example. This was Hikaru Nakamura's game, and here he's nursing a one-pawn advantage, but if he goes grabbing a second pawn with rook takes a5, he can no longer win because black has a perpetual check. Black just gives a little checkarooski here, and no matter which square the white king chooses on the first rank, then another little checkarooski. And you might think, oh, well, the white king can walk up the board, but be careful. If you play king to h3 or king to g3, then the knight will just go to f4, and we have ourselves a pick-mate happening, and white is going to have to give away a lot of material just to try to stop that idea. So if we go back to the starting position, what could Nakamura have done in order to avoid that drawing line? Well, he could have played the relatively, actually not relatively, the absolutely amazing rook to d5 first. Now, just take a look at this move. Would a near 2800 grandmaster normally put his rook where he can just be forked? You can imagine why it is so hard to find this move. The idea is that when the knight goes to f4, now when your king moves, even though you're dropping your own rook, you get this rook back and you get to maintain that one pawn advantage, and this pawn would immediately be hanging in the knight endgame. Now, black can throw in a check, but when your king moves back this time, you can see there is no draw, and if the knight takes your rook, you are able to take back. That is such a complicated idea that Nakamura didn't find this move, rook d5. You can imagine why. We don't normally make ourselves look like amateurs when we're 2800s, but he's still fighting, he's still pressing at the time of this video. Now, within minutes of this game, a more spectacular idea was found, and this one was actually found by Pragnananda. Now, I have to admit, I don't know what order these videos are going to come out in, but just yesterday, I did a video on how smart Pragnananda's sister is becoming. She's about to be a grandmaster, and could she be the best chess player in the family? Well, I think Pragnananda has a listening device in my office because he must have heard that, and he produced an absolute stunner. He was white in this position. He's got the rooks bearing down on the f7 pawn, and he plays one stunning move after another. The first move, bishop to g5, putting his bishop where it can be attacked, actually captured twice, but discover attacking this rook. Now he's got two attackers in the rook. So if his bishop is captured, he'll just take the rook and say, thank you very much, I'm up in exchange and my rooks are going to win this game. But black calmly just slid the queen over, saving the queen and defending this rook a second time. Now Pragnananda said, no, take my bishop, please. I insist. J'insiste. I don't think Pragnananda speaks French, so I don't know why I just said that in French. But bishop to d7 makes me so excited I kind of lose my head. Bishop to d7, it cuts off the rook's protection of f7, and if the queen takes, we've deflected the queen away from the protection of the rook. I literally have no idea what black is supposed to do in this position. His queen's hanging, his rook's in danger, f7 is hanging. There actually is not a defense to everything on the chessboard. Black decided to try to fight on by giving away a queen for a rook and a bishop and trying to defend this position, but there was enough pawns for white to eventually be able to play the move g4 and break through, and the fortress did not hold, which means Pragnananda, he's probably back on top in his family. Well, those were two fun examples where you basically force your opponent, you j'insiste them to capture your pieces. It won't happen very often, but now you know why I'm so excited, and I hope you are left with a smile on your face.